everyone, I'm Jasmine Moyer and this is Moyer Makes. Welcome to or welcome back to my channel where I share about all the crafts that I make, updates to my store, as well as just like my personal opinion on the craft community and whatnot. And today I wanted to talk about some fun stuff in this video. The main one being like traditions and starting our own. I've noticed on my side of the internet a lot of people in my generation, Gen Z, are starting to look for that area of like tradition. A lot of people are trying to reconnect with their cultures after it's been taken from them or their families, so on and so forth. And I kind of wanted to kind of bring my little 2 cents to that. So what I wanted to talk about was starting our own traditions. I don't know if you know this, but you can. Did you know that you can make up your own traditions? Many family traditions are practiced simply because somebody long ago decided to do something one way and everybody else just kind of followed them. And stuck with it for years. My favorite example of this is a story I heard years ago on the internet. It was like one of those Facebook articles in like 2010, something like that, where a woman was making a roast for her family, and she remembered that her mother always cut it in half before cooking, so that's what she did as well. She thought it had something to do with like the flavoring of the roast and that kind of thing. And the grandmother of the family, so her mother's mother, asked her why she did that. And the woman's mother, the woman's mother then said, like, that's how you're supposed to cook a roast. That's how you always cooked a roast. What are you talking about? And then the grandmother had replied, I only did that because my oven was too small. There's no reason for you to do that now. And that's like my favorite example of where like, yeah, what we consider family traditions are just, it's whatever. Somebody somewhere decided to do something and we latched onto it. My favorite personal example of this is the time of year my family puts up Christmas decor. So we have Thanksgiving, and then instead of going shopping on Black Friday, my family will actually put up our Christmas decorations instead. And we started doing that because my mom didn't want to take 4 children, to Walmart to go do the Christmas shopping on Black Friday. And now none of my siblings really feel correct when we decorate before Christmas. And so that's another family tradition that will probably get passed on to our children from there, is that, we're gonna decorate for Christmas the day after Thanksgiving, and so on and so forth. Sorry for the cuts, my phone started going off. I gotta make sure that I silence this when I am filming. Whoops, there it goes. There we go. Okay, it's silenced now. Sorry guys. Sorry for that cut. I need to silence my phone. Is lessons learned. Silence your phone when you're filming YouTube. But with that lengthy explanation done, I'd like to talk to you about the new tradition I'm starting this year called Mifkoi, or Moyer Family Color of the Year. I decided I wanted to do this after a couple of particularly disappointing colors of the year from Pantone, especially given this year's color of the year is Cloud. It's like a beigey white, which like I have nothing against like a beige white. White is a wonderful neutral color. My problem is it's white. We've had so many trends and whatnot of people removing color from our world. We need to be adding color in. So I will never have white as my color of the year. I will repeat colors before I put just white, just a plain white as my color of the year. That is my promise. That is basically it. I'm going to pick a single color of yarn and I'm going to make all of my family's gifts in that color of yarn, with like some personalization to them. I'm not gonna announce this year's color, and I just dogged on Pantone for picking white. I think I'm picking like a heathery gray, so like it's gonna be like a dark color, but my family always wears dark colors. And then next year it's gonna be a bright color. I'm trying to ease them into the whole wear bright colors thing, because it's definitely like a me thing, compared to the rest of them. But our initial year of Mythkoi was last year, technically, and that color was Alpine, and that is this lovely blue-green color that I have on my sweater here. And the gift that year was sweaters as well as little bandanas for the dogs. So I made 6 of these sweaters and 7 dog bandanas. I crocheted 7 little bandanas for the dogs. So the pattern I used for these sweaters is the Tin Can Knits Flax sweater in, I think it's the DK one. They have like 3 different, one for like fingering weight, one for worsted weight, one for DK weight. And then the yarn that I used is Lion Brand Respun recycled polyester in the color Alpine, hence this year's color is Alpine. It's this I really love it. These sweaters turned out great. I chose a polyester blend yarn because my family works a lot and I wanted them to be able to wash these and use them like normal, like any other piece of clothing that they have, rather than worry about keeping it nice. And then a few cool details. I'll get some like overhead shots of the sweater like laid out. My dad does leather work and he made tags for each of them, which was really cool. And so on one side they have my brand name, which is Moyer Makes, and then on the other side it has like 1 of 6, or 2 of 6 depending on when I made the sweater. So my sweater was the last one I made, so it's 6 of 6. But my dad got 1 of 6, mom got 2 of 6, my older brother got 3 of 6, and I was on a roll, and then I decided to flip-flop it. So our youngest brother got 4 of 6, and our middle brother got 5 of 6, and then I got 6 of 6, because I flip-flopped the way that I was making them, because my dad, older brother, and youngest brother all needed it to be like customized size-wise, which is something I really like about the Tin Can Knits Flax sweater pattern, is you can adjust it like pretty easily. They actually have it like in their instructions on how to adjust it for different sizes, like if you need the sleeves to be longer, if you need the body to be longer, if you need longer like a longer yoke depth. They kind of have it in their app, which is what I used, was their app to kind of keep track of everything. So highly recommend that. I'll link the pattern in the description. But yeah, it was the coolest part about this wasn't necessarily just falling back in love with knitting and learning how to actually knit the sweaters that I want to knit, or making gifts for my family. The best part about giving this gift was actually seeing the look on my dad, my brother's faces, my family's faces as they like opened up these sweaters that were customized to them. Like my oldest brother, he needed like a longer torso because his torso and his arm, he also needed longer sleeves because like his torso is kind of long, but then his sleeves are also, like his arms are also like longer than that, and like they're longer than they should be for the size of his torso. It's like a whole thing. My youngest brother, he needed longer sleeves because he can never buy something off the rack that just has sleeves immediately long enough. And so that was really cool, and then I had to like customize the length of the torso for my dad's as well. So seeing the look on their faces when they put it on and they did the little sleeve thing that they do every time you buy them a piece of clothes, they'll put their arms out to check that the sleeves are long enough. And watching my little brother do that and having it fit perfectly, it gave me so much joy to see the look on his face when he realized that he finally had a piece of clothing that fit right immediately off the rack. And that brought me a lot of joy. I was really excited to see that. Aside from that, we took our family Christmas photos and we're all in matching sweaters. And I felt bad because like my brother had started dating his girlfriend, kind of like in the middle of the year, I want to say. And I just didn't feel comfortable getting her measurements for a sweater, so I didn't end up making her a Mifkoi present this year. But she did a really good job of finding a matching sweater that was store-bought. And so our Christmas photos, or our holiday photos, because we took them in January, just ended up looking amazing. I'm very proud of it. The dogs love their bandanas. To be honest, my brother just don't really put the bandanas on their dogs just because their dogs like to chew on things. But my dogs love their bandanas, so, and that was just a basic triangle granny square stitch bandana. There are a million of them for free online. And yeah, and that was the polyester sustainable stitch-in. It's the Line Brand sustainable stitch-in line. Polyester, recycled polyester mix for these sweaters, and I love them, and I love the garter stitch detail on the sleeves here. And yeah, that's just kind of like my 2 cents about tradition and family and that kind of thing. And we'll get into the more detailed parts about the actual sweater itself here in a moment. Hi guys, so my voiceover, I recorded this weird, my camera glitched, and now I have like no actual audio for this clip, so this is just editing Jasmine coming in to kind of add the audio. This is my sweater laid out. As you can see, I'm just kind of adjusting it here, just to kind of show you guys some of the really cool aspects of it. This is a top-down raglan sweater that I knit. I think I've said the name of the brand yarn multiple times. It's just a polyester blended yarn. Some of my favorite aspects are this garter panel here. This is a 16 stitch garter panel that runs all the way down the sleeve to the ribbing. And I really enjoyed that. The ribbing is knit one, purl one, which is a bit of a pain to get the hang of, but you know, it is okay. The other feature I really liked on these sweaters were the way the raglan increases looked. I just really enjoy like that crisp line. As you can see once I get it in focus. And yeah, I really enjoyed knitting these sweaters. The app that Tin Can Knits has is actually like a really good app. It's very like clear and easy to understand. And these sweaters are soft and they're warm, which is what I needed them to be for my family. Another cool aspect of this sweater that I'm really excited to share with everybody is the tags. So my dad does leather work, and I actually had a custom stamp made with my logo, Moyer Makes. Not necessarily my logo, but like my branding. And then my dad stamped it into leather, and then on the back of the tags he had his own like number stamps, so it could say 6 of 6, and like my family say like 1 of 6, 2 of 6, so on and so forth, which I think is really cool. And that's just placed on there with a Chicago screw through one of the knit stitches, which seems pretty secure. I foresee no issues with it coming through or falling apart. I'm really excited to see if my dad will be able to make those so that I can put them in my Shopify, or on my Shopify products when I do start selling, which I am selling actively. A few pinches with this pattern, as you can see. I didn't do a very good job of closing the holes in the arm join where you join the sleeve to the body, and that's just me kind of pointing that out there. Another thing that I'll be pointing out here in a moment once it stops getting so blurry,
is the in the back I had some issues rowing out. See if I can get it to, there we go. Yeah, so I didn't do very great joining the back, and then as you can see here, I had some issues with it rowing out, which isn't great, but I really like the handmade feel. I really like it when the clothes that I make for myself and my family look handmade. I know that's not a lot of people's jive, if you will. Not a lot of people appreciate that, but I really like it personally. Um, but yeah, I can't say it enough. This was a really fun project to do. I'm actually making 2 more of these sweaters for a cousin and her partner. I'm very excited to be making those for them in more Lion Brand yarn. If you can't tell, I've kind of just decided I really like Lion Brand yarn. In their light tan color and a light brown color, and they're just acrylic, so that they are easily washable. But yeah, that's pretty much it for these. The only main thing I want to say is that um, knit the sweater, take the leap, be excited, and also don't forget about my Shopify. That next drop will be January 30th, 2026 at midnight. And I'll actually be releasing a video that day about what products are going into the drop. So I'll see you guys next Friday, and happy Monday.